Hi everybody, Way Bloodgood here. Just making another video. This is more kind of like a rant. And I know a lot of people in the community will say, why am I focusing on that? Or why am I creating that? Or why am I giving attention to these type of things? So I'm experiencing them, but I don't necessarily believe 100% in the fact that every experience that I'm having, that I've created it myself. Now, I may be tuned in to observe the fact that these things are going on in the world, and maybe that's some energy in me that allows me to see these things going on, but whether I see them or not, it's still going on. Kind of like whether if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound if nobody's there to hear it? Well, yeah, it does, guys. It doesn't matter if nobody's there to hear it or not. We all know that it makes a noise. So things are going on in the world, whether or not you're tuned into it or not. I like to say to myself that I think it's a little bit more about being aware of my surroundings and a little bit more conscious. And some people are a little unaware of their surroundings. And for me, I feel like that's a little unconscious. Now, it doesn't mean you're creating anything, whether you're conscious or unconscious. It just means you may see things that other people don't see, and you may not see things that other people see. Is that the same thing I said? Or you may see things that other people don't see. But anyway, so I'm out doing some deliveries right now, and as I'm sitting in the turning lane, the person next to me in the car opens their window and throws garbage out their window. And literally I look over at them and I point at them and say, hey. And they roll down the window, the guy, and I said, are you just going to throw your garbage right out the window? He's like, yep, yeah, I am. Why? What are you going to do? I said, nothing. It just sure says a lot about you. He said, yep, and he just rolled up his window. So it just really and now I'm looking around and I see garbage all over the place around here. Little pieces of garbage that people throwing out their window, cans, and just all kinds of little things. And for me, it just reminds me of a lot of things. I've actually witnessed a lot of people throw their, McDonald's bag outside the window in the parking lot when the garbage can's right there. I've witnessed people literally throw their trash, not even in the trash bin, but just throw it like down on the curb close to a trash bin. Like, I've also watched people take off their baby diaper inside like a restaurant parking lot and literally throw it underneath their vehicle like it's okay. And then the same people, when they're done, they drive off and just leave their baby diaper just sitting under there. And for me, it's not just a sign of people that are unconscious. It's people that are fucking losers, because that's loser behavior. Now, people would say, well, wait, that's kind of being judgmental. It's like, just because somebody does that doesn't mean they're a loser. Well, for me, a loser mentality does that shit. A loser mentality has the ability to pick up after themselves, and they don't. They're waiting for somebody else to pick up after them, like waiting for their mother or somebody else to clean up the fucking mess, right? And to me, it's just loser mentality. It's poor mentality. It's a sign of like weak mentality. And I believe that those type of people, although I will say that gentleman was driving a fairly nice vehicle. It doesn't matter how successful you are in life or the things that you have that people think equal success, whether it's a lot of money in a bank account or a nice house or a nice car. If you do loser things and have loser behavior and act like a loser, then it doesn't really matter how successful you are in all the other categories, in my mind. I mean, you could be awesome at what you do and still be a complete jerk about everything else. You know what I'm saying? So to me, ignorance isn't necessarily always bliss. It is when you're unconscious and you're tuned out of seeing things, because it's blissful. You're like, oh, I don't even notice a guy threw garbage on the ground. I didn't even notice those people threw the diaper underneath their truck. Well, that's awesome for you, because listen, for you and for some people, that doesn't bother them. It doesn't bother them people throw garbage out. And more likely, it's because they probably do the same thing. And maybe it's just me. I mean, there's something, let me just ask the community about that. How do you feel about people throwing garbage out? I mean, do you feel like it's okay and there's always a justified reason for throwing your garbage out your window, out the door, and putting it in places like, especially like your baby diaper? Why don't you carry things in your car where you can like put that thing? You know what I mean? Instead of throwing it out into the public, parking lot where everybody's going to eat dinner. Doesn't make any sense to me. Same thing with cigarette butts. Man, it was raining the other day, and as I was sitting in the turning lane, the water's going down the side of the drain there, and just cigarette after cigarette butt was floating by, and it was like an immense amount of cigarette butts. But the highway's here, so people are sitting at the light and they're smoking, they throw their cigarette butt out, and it's just like, what kind of people are doing this, man? And for me, like, I feel like these people are losers and unconscious, and they don't necessarily care so much about the environment. And because if you did, and not only that, your community and some self-respect for yourself. I mean, shit, we should probably start with self-respect for yourself. And I think if you had that, you probably wouldn't be disrespecting Mother Nature, disrespecting the community with your garbage, and, you know, just disrespecting the environment, man, in general. So, you know, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think it's okay? Because there may be some that are, and obviously if you do, I think you're a fucking loser. And and yes, that's judgmental. I've never said that I'm not judgmental. Yes, it's something that I could probably do better at, because when I'm judgmental, I realize that it doesn't really affect the person that I'm judging very much, because that person doesn't give a fuck, or they're upset because they think they're being judged or that they are being judged. It's not like constructive judgment or constructive criticism or just even constructive observation. So they normally won't listen to you anyway if you point it out to them, because that's fucking unconscious loser mentality in my mind. So, you know, more specific, the people that I guess are in agreement with me, like, or maybe is there another take? Do you think that people that are throwing garbage out on the ground are conscious and tuned in? Do you think that those people have self-respect? Do you think those people like take care of themselves in a way where they're aware of what they're actually doing to themselves and to things around them? Whether it be throwing your garbage out or affecting your children's life, which is a conversation I had with someone that I feel just is being abusive to their kids and the way that they're doing things. It's not easy for people to hear that, because you want to defend yourself and protect your stance. But like, all I'm saying is, why don't you take a look at yourself? It doesn't matter to me. I can get back in my vehicle and go wherever I want. I can leave the situation. You got to continue to be with yourself no matter what. And a lot of good things can come in your life, and a lot of good things can go out of your life. But that's really all based up to you, you know? So, I think that I probably said more than I was even trying to say, but that's the bottom line for me, is like, who's throwing their garbage out the door? Is it you? Because if you are, stop it, man. It sucks. The community deserves better than this, and you deserve more self-respect for yourself than you're given. And if you got kids and you're teaching them that shit, you know, you're teaching your little kid to throw the garbage right out the fucking window, or teaching your kid to, like, how to be a parent, even though they're a little kid, they're like, oh, well, and then they grow up and be a parent, throw their kids' diapers on the fucking ground anywhere they want. I mean, or flick their cigarettes out wherever they want, or throw their soda pop or their beer or whatever the hell out wherever they want. I mean, we all drive around every day, and if you pay attention, you'll see a tremendous amount of garbage on the side of the road. I mean, and there are people that actually dedicate their time to go pick up trash on the side of the road. And there's actually, you know, the county normally takes the good people in jail to clean up the crap on the side of the road. And some people that are losers might say, well, hey, I'm just creating some, you know, job security for all those people. No, man, pick up after yourself. Stop being a fucking loser. Stop throwing trash outside the window. And that's the bottom line of my rant.